folks, Big Bobby B here. Hope you all doing well. Well, as you know, I do a lot of metal detecting videos, which you've probably seen, mostly Civil War, although I go to England. This will be the 5th year coming up next month, September, for another trip. So Civil War relics here and ancient coins and artifacts in England. My other hobby is fishing. I try and get out maybe once a week with my son-in-laws. And then my third hobby is cooking. Some of you on Facebook have seen my meals and laughed at them, more the photos than the actual meals. But anyways, I'm going to start doing videos on my cooking. Hope to help some of you people that are looking to lose weight like me. I just turned 74, and one thing you find out as you get older, it's easier to gain weight than it is to lose it. So I do low carbs. I love pasta, being Italian, but pasta is full of carbs. So I've come up with 2 items to replace the pasta. One is zucchini, which I spiralize. Oh, my cat wants to come in. And my boy. The other is spaghetti squash. They make a great base for a couple of meals that I use, 2 or 3 meals. So I'm gonna, first of all, they're low in carbs, first of all. Yeah, they're, okay, let's start again. Zucchini and spaghetti squash are very low in carbs, 5 or 6 grams per cup or whatever, or 1 zucchini stick. So what I do is I spiralize the zucchini. I'll show you on that in the spiralizer in a second. That's what we'll start with. And then next I'll bake spaghetti squash. We'll show you how I go with that. Let's spiralize some zucchini. Hope I've got this lined up correctly. There's my spiralizer. Standard nice size zucchini. Got the ends off. And you don't peel them, leave the skins on. Right, set it in my machine. Push that up, put the handle down, and you're going to keep some pressure. This thing's got a suction cups, so you can really keep some pressure on it. All right, they're going to come out this end, and I'll do a few so you can see. Oops. Okay, here we go. And there she comes. And one thing you want to do is every once in a while, cut that string, or you're going to end up with some long ones. You notice I also have paper towels to kind of dry it out a little, because it will come out damp, wet. Got some more. Leaves a funny core, as you can see. Do a little more. More. And my little cat's watching me there. Hasn't attacked it yet. And this should be the last little bit coming now. And that's it. Okay, and I also, let me release this. Get some more paper towels. You want to dry it some more. You can see that bottom one's pretty wet. You don't have to totally dry it, but should be somewhat dry. One tip, leave this in the refrigerator as you use it. We're going to cook some next to show you that, how I cook it. But don't freeze this because it will come out gooey. It'll be so wet, it'll be Nothing but sogginess. All right, let's cook up some of this. Got my pan. You can use, I use olive oil, very low in carbs. Or you can use, another thing I use that fake butter. Who knows if it's good for you or not. I don't really care. Someday they're going to say water is bad for you. So anyhow, it's low in carbs either way. So I'm going to use oil, turn it on to high. Now this shrinks, so that looks like a lot, but that's good for one meal, I would say, maybe a little bit more. Okay, put the lid on that. Get that in the fridge. All right, I started at high just to get the pan hot. When it gets hot, I'll turn it down to about half. You can hear it sizzling now, so I'll lower that down. Let it rim. You don't want to overcook this, it'll get real soggy. But you don't want it hard either. Some people like it a little chewy, but I like to cut it down some. Not really cut it down, soften it some. You want to keep turning it. Spread it out. I know you're not supposed to use metal utensils in these stick-free pans, but if you're careful, I've never had a problem with it. You just don't scratch it. All right, that's looking good. We're almost done. It's squash, so it cooks pretty quick. Like I said, don't want to make it real gooey. Alright, well, that's done. Get my bowl. Pour it in my bowl. Now I'm going to put it with some chicken lazone. Although I changed, if you want the recipe for this chicken lazone, which is heating in my microwave, I'd be glad to give it to you. Although I've changed it, instead of heavy cream, which has carbs as much as they want to use, I used chicken stock, which is very low in carbs. So tell you the truth, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds between now, which is August 11th or 10th, August 10th, and when I leave for England, September 13th. So I'm really cutting down on the carbs, and hopefully we'll make it. Okay, it's ready. My chicken lazone. That in there. Pick that up some. Hoping this is recording. Well, that's a meal, but it's really low carbs. Add a little fresh parsley. And of course, being Italian, you gotta have a little hot sauce. And that's it. Okay, we're back on. I'm going to do the spaghetti squash today. I'll show you how to first clean it, and then we'll cook it in the oven. Okay, there's my squash. Hardest part to do is cutting the sucker in half. You need a sharp knife and some strength. Okay, then we need to clean this thing out. So get the seeds out. I use a spoon for this. Just get as much as you can. With a loose, it's like cleaning a pumpkin, I guess. Okay, there's the first half. Now the second half. Okay, now that it's clean, I've got the oven preheated to 400, and we're going to put a little olive oil. I'll just pour it in and then rub it around, get it on the sides. One thing you notice in my pan, I put parchment paper. That's a good idea because it helps from leaving junk on the pan, so you don't have to clean it when you're done. All right, lay it up there, lay that there. Oh, this has a tag on it. I guess we don't want to cook the tag. Peel that off. Oh well, not going to hurt anything. Okay, now stick this in the oven, and we're going to do anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to set the timer. I'll set the timer for 50 minutes. And I'll be back when we pull it out. Okay, fresh out of the oven, but they are hot. So we're going to let them cool down before we extract the squash. Alright, let's extract some squash. Just take your fork and scrape it. As you do, you just stick it in a bowl. That's a good way to tell it's done too, because it's coming out easy. If it wasn't completely finished, it would be hard. Then you'd put it back in for maybe another 10 minutes. So, some people, alright, phone's ringing, but I'm going to let it go. How dare somebody bother me while I'm filming. That's cool. That's a shell. That's a, some people make some stuff, I can't remember what it was, but I saw it online where they'll actually stuff these things for a meal. But, alright, this is the second one. Again, it's coming out easy. A little bit to go. You gotta admit, it does look like a real thin, maybe angel hair spaghetti, although it's yellow. Okay, that's quite a bit from one spaghetti squash. Alright, next I'll make a meal. I'll show you one of the meals I use it for as a base. Okay, here's one of the meals I make with the spaghetti squash as a base. I've also made the same meal with the zucchini, the spiral zucchini, so you can do either. One thing I use is a side a lot is cauliflower, very low in carbs. All right, let me cut the sausage up. As you know, or friends know, I'm a sausage freak. Hardly any carbs in sausage. used to say it was bad for you along with bacon, but they're saying it's not that bad anymore, evidently. All right, so put that in there. I'll put a piece of cheese. I use this sharp cheddar cheese or the cauliflower. All right, we're gonna take a little sauce. And I like homemade sauce. I just don't have any at the moment. So put that sauce. Put a little cheese on it there too, and put that in the microwave for like 2 minutes. Okay, there it is, fresh out of the microwave. I like a little hot sauce on everything. I put a little red pepper, crushed red pepper, and a little Parmesan. And one thing on the cauliflower, I make that in my pressure cooker. I'll take a head, cut it up in the florets, put it in the pressure cooker, and steam it for 2 minutes, and it's done. It usually lasts a week. So that's a good meal. Very low carb, so you'll lose some weight on that. And like I said, you can also use the zucchini as a bed underneath for pasta. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will do another one shortly.